Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. We made it to spring. I can't believe it. All right, what is going on this lately? Every time I start to talk, it goes blank. It's a glitch. Leprechauns are still in the system. We'll have to work them out. Now what? Now stop that. All right. They have a technical answer for that. Okay. Anyways, spring is definitely here. At my house up on the hill in Ripley, I saw a turkey just charging through the field the other day. The bluebirds showed up in the birdhouses. Robins were all over the place in just all kinds of flocks. The only thing we're missing right now are some flowers. And behind me is that gorgeous picture. Jeff, did you take that picture or was that Randy? I can't remember. That was Jeff Zook's picture that's behind me. It's a beautiful picture of a forsythia flower, and they should be popping here any time. All right. Well, anyways, welcome everybody. And first of all, I want to say good morning to everybody that's watching right now and later in the week. And also good afternoon to our listeners at WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, New York. Thanks for listening in this week. And we have a fabulous show in store for you. And we're going to talk about something we have never talked about on this show ever before. And I will bet it's never been talked about in any TV show in the history of Chautauqua County. So please stay tuned because this is so interesting to me. All right. They're laughing over here on the sidelines. I want to do a special shout out to all the folks that sponsored me and Will to play for St. Patrick's Day, but especially there just down the road from here at the Big Inlet Brewing. Great venue. If you get a chance, check them out. We have a lot of fun there. Of course, our friends over at Lakewood Rod and Gun Club. Woo! A lot of people there, a lot of green we saw this week. And of course, I just visited with my good friends, the Mayville Seniors. Just Thursday, I played for them and had a great visit with them and lots of fun playing for them. So with that note, I want to also remind you that for those of you that are of the senior age, there are lots of good senior citizen clubs that are out there. And if you're sitting at home kind of stewing that you got nothing to do, shame on you. These clubs are vibrant. They take visits. They tour different places. They go out of town on bus rides and trips, and they have lunch together, have fun. They tell jokes. Well, some of the jokes are okay, but lots of fun anyways. But check them out. They're in the newspapers. They're listed a lot of the times. Okay. Also want to remind you that this is a live call-in show, and if you want to give us a call and have a question for me, an announcement, a birthday, anniversary, whatever, or if you have a special project for your club or organization, give us a call at 753-5225. I haven't practiced that enough this week, Jeff. Okay, and then I want to remind you that the Chautauqua Sunrisers, the team, let's pop that picture up, Jeff. The three of us are riding for the Ride for Roswell again this year. And if you are interested, check us out on the Ride for Roswell site. And we're looking for donations for our team. Our picture is going to pop up here any second. There it is. There we are. There's Randall, there's Jeff and myself, and we are going to do the 34-mile country ride this year. That's going to be on June 22nd, so that's coming up. So if you're interested in either donating, just go on the Ride for Roswell site, or if you want to join us as a team, let us know. We'd be happy to have more folks riding with us, and we'll even get you a t-shirt. Okay, thanks a lot for that. All right, I have a few announcements, and then we're going to get to our guests today. We got 3 guests today. But before that, I want to give a shout out to the folks up in Dunkirk, the Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation. Right now, as we speak, they are over at Applebee's, and if you happen to be hearing this and you have time, they are selling their flapjack pancake breakfast to raise funds for local schools and their service learning mini grant program. And tickets are $6, and they got raffles, basket raffles, Chinese auction type thing. I'm not going to give you any more information, but it's at Applebee's over there, 212 Lakeshore, right this minute. Tomorrow, annual maple sugar party, and that's going to be held right here in Mayville at the Mayville United Methodist Church. It's free. I've never done this before, but I'm playing there. And it's going to be from 3 to 5. And from what I've been told, this is through a grant, and it's been going on for a long, long time through like a bequeath, I guess you'd say, that some individuals set aside funding and they want to feature maple sugar production in our communities. And it's a party, and the kids are welcome, and we're going to have some fun. So tomorrow from 3 to 5, Mayville United Methodist Church in the, I believe it's called the community building or community hall, or wherever they have a meeting place there. I haven't been there yet, so I don't know. All right, last call on this one, I think. Oh no, we can talk about this next week, I guess, too. Girl Scout cookie season is still at full blast, and if you haven't got your Girl Scout cookies, shame on you. We already have some. I like to put them in the freezer and keep them for when I have those midnight munchies. And that's still going on through March 31st, so please support the Girl Scouts. That's what they depend on. They go to Girl Scout camp and do all their projects. Okay, next slide. I'm moving right along because we've got a lot to talk about today. If you know someone that is in school and would like to participate in a special leadership training program through Rotary called Slapshot, we are looking, our Westfield Mayville Rotary Club is looking for folks from various schools that might be interested in attending a program from May 3rd to May 5th up in Canada. And if you're interested, you know someone that's interested in going through a leadership program, and these are just awesome, awesome programs, give Dan Smith a call, our coordinator for that project, at 269-9900. Again, 269-9900, and that's the Rotary Slapshot program. Speaking of Rotary, Rotary Pancake Breakfast coming up April 6th, 2 weeks from now. Team and I are going to go over there and have breakfast. It's going to be held at Brockton Central School from 8 to 11. This is a fundraiser especially for the scholarships that the club gives away every year to the 4 different schools. We give it to Westfield, Brockton, Sherman, and Chautauqua Lake. And so we ask you to participate at all possible. Tickets are $7, and kids from 6 to 12 are 5. Kids under the age of 5 are free. Listen to this, all you can eat pancakes, then there's some sausage, applesauce, coffee, tea, and grape juice and so forth, but it's all you can eat pancakes. The rest, you get whatever you get. Okay, for more information, you can give Tracy Bennett a call right down in Westfield at 326-3800. we'll be there and hope that you can too. And we'll talk more about that later. Okay, next slide. Mission Community Youth Center. Are you ready for Lent season? We have a fish fry or chicken dinner waiting just for you. Come down and support the Mission Community Youth Center at Healing Word Ministries, located at 1006 West 3rd Street. It's only $10 a plate and a chance to win a daily door prize. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. from now until April 7th. I know it's a little bit small, but it's basically that. Always remember, my mission, your mission, our mission starts here. Have a blessed day, according to the community group there. Okay, this one's another Rotary one. This is from Jamestown, and they are letting you know that they are having a big gala on May 4th. They are celebrating their 100th year gala, and that's going to be held right down at the Chautauqua Harbor Hotel. Tickets are $100. It includes a raffle entry and so forth, and it's going to be really quite a spectacular event. So if you're a Rotarian, a friend of Rotarian, or you just want to go, that's going to be a great, really fun time. Okay, then my friends from the Westfield Memorial Hospital Auxiliary have their Shred It event, and this is a new one we just got. Okay, it's going to be held May 4th from 10 a.m. to noon. It's going to be held at the Westfield Memorial Hospital parking lot. It's $10 per container. Now, if you're anything like me, you've got boxes and piles of papers that you got to keep, just got to have them. Well, after about 10 years, you don't need them anymore. Clean out those closets. Go down to the Shred It event, and they're going to shred everything, especially if there's anything that's confidential, and it'll be all chewed up into little pieces. And that's a great event supporting the auxiliary there. They do such great work for the hospital. Okay, now, what's this one? We got to save the date. This is for the annual Charity Golf Classic at the Tri-County Country Club in Forestville. And this is for United Way of Northern Chautauqua County. Okay, just to let you know, this is going to be held June 14th, Friday. Early bird pricing is $110 per person if you get in before May 10th, and after that it's $125. So we'll talk about this more as we go along, but save the date, June 14th at the Tri-County Country Clubs, supporting the United Way of Northern Chautauqua County. For more information, give them a call, 366-5424. Okay. That's enough of those, but remember that if you have a club, organization, group, or whatever, you have a special event, a fundraiser, send it to us. We'll announce it. It's free of charge. It's here for you. And speaking of free of charge and doing some really cool community work, I've got Sue Poster here from the Westfield Barcelona Chamber of Commerce, and welcome, Sue.
Hi, Doc.
And you're no stranger to the show here, and we kind of communicated this week, and you brought me some things that we worked on, similar to what we did last year, and I won't steal your thunder here, but tell us why you're here and what's going on.
Well, I brought your bottle.
Here's my bottle.
This is your bottle here. Last year we did fish to celebrate our fish industry.
Yes, I had Guppy.
Westfield.
Guppy and
You
Harris.
did. You had Chautauqua Sunrise, and you had the Rotary, and they were in the park in Westfield.
That's right. They were
so
great.
This year we decided to celebrate our grape and wine industry.
Okay.
So we're doing the bottles this year. And last year we had 85 fish out and about around town.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh, we had visitors come from everywhere. They were decorated in all different kinds of shapes and styles. People trimmed them. They took fins off. They added stuff. It was great. So I'm anxious to see what they can do with the bottles this year.
Oh boy. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with ours. And our Rotary Club is going to have one there as well.
I've heard some really cute ideas. I can't share because everybody, swears me to secrecy when I deliver, but
Okay.
they should be really cute.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the purpose of the bottles, really? What's it all about?
Well, like I said, the bottles are to celebrate our wine and grape industry, which, Westfield has a lot of grapes.
Right.
And it's basically to get people moving around. It's not necessarily a fundraiser. It's more to just have people come to our town and see what we have. So the bottles are spread out from Noble Winery to Barcelona to Kiss Barbecue to right in town. They're in neighborhoods. And so each one has a number, and they're put on a map. and you can get the maps at various places.
Okay.
And just go around and look at them, and hopefully...
Almost like a scavenger hunt in a way, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully go around and vote for your favorite. We sell ballots, 3 for $1, and people can put their favorite in there. And then in July, August, and September, we announce a winner, because these stay up until September, but a lot of the fish are still out there.
My fish is out in the other room.
I know.
And you probably saw that in the beginning of the show here.
I did. And your other fish is at Lakeshore Center for
Harris.
the Arts in Westfield.
That was for Paul Harris,
Yeah.
from Rotary.
Oh, okay. We
Who's the
have
founder.
several at Lakeshore Center for the Arts
Cool.
that are
Forever
on
and ever.
display for anybody to come and see. And
Yeah.
it was just so much fun. So we're doing the bottles this year. We may do the lighthouse next year.
The lighthouse. You gotta
Yeah,
give us a
the
little
shape of the
teaser.
lighthouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the question I have for you is, somebody's watching right now or listening, and they want to get a bottle, they want to decorate it. What do they do?
Contact me.
How?
They can call me
At?
at 248, that's Michigan, 830-6058, or just shoot me a private message on Westfield Barcelona Community Chamber of Commerce on Facebook.
Okay.
And I
terrific.
will get the bottle to you. We're running low. My woodcutter did 108, so we're down to the final couple
And how
dozen.
much are they?
They're $20 to purchase.
Okay. It costs the
then-
cover of the wood. And,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's making any money on this.
Well, and this year we had somebody cut them for us, because last year we cut 92 in my basement, which meant
Burning up
hauling the
blades.
wood down the basement, cut them, clean up the mess,
Yeah.
haul them back upstairs, put them in the vehicles, drive them to each and every place. And
Yeah,
it's,
it's a lot of
it's a
work.
lot of work. So I decided to cut out the cutting parts. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a couple ideas here for the show. I'm not going to tell you what they are
Okay.
yet. And, of course, the Rotary. I've got that all figured out. That's right in here. I got that all laid
Mm-hmm.
out. So I'm still not going to tell you. But anyways, well, good luck to you. And,
well, these, wait,
oh,
one
what do we
second.
got here?
They come out, this is a sample one that I'm working on. I don't know if anybody will ever see it finished, because I'll probably change it.
Okay.
But the bottles get debuted
Yes.
on Friday, June 7th. That's our first Friday of the summer. We do
Oh,
first
right,
Friday in
right.
June, July, August, September.
Okay.
So that's the first day, and we're having a Lincoln Festival that weekend.
Oh, how
and
fun.
Our farmers market comes back the end of May. A lot of things going on in
Going on.
Westfield.
All right, so the
Yeah,
bottles will be
yeah.
everywhere. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, super. Well, thanks for dropping by, and thanks for bringing
Thanks
my
for
bottles.
having me. You're
Absolutely.
welcome.
You're always welcome.
Good
man.
to see you again.
Thank you, and let us know what else is going on with the chamber.
Okay.
Thanks
All
a lot.
right. Thank
All
you.
right, folks. There you have it, and we'll be on display here soon. I just got to work on what the Chautauqua sunrise is going to look like. No, I don't think tequila would work. All right. Anyways, so we're going to take a little break, and we're going to be right back. And this is for you, so stay tuned. I'm telling you, this is going to be a great show coming up.
Greg, turn this off.
No.
At Intersections, it's not just about my moves. It's about yours, too. See Coop Guy?
Hey.
He has a green light, but before he can turn, he's got to wait for oncoming traffic to clear. And at the same time, make sure no one's in the crosswalk. And Dog Walking Lady, when she's crossing, she should always check for turning traffic, even if she has the walk signal. There's a lot going on at Intersections, but when it all comes together, it's intersection perfection. See and be seen.
Well, that's a new commercial or ad. I haven't seen that one before. Okay, folks. Well, I've been building up the suspense, hopefully, for my guests here today, and I'm not going to carry this out any longer. I want to welcome to the show Stephanie Dowd and Cora Dunlavey, and welcome. You're from Bella Salon and Day Spa in Northeast Pennsylvania, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, folks don't know why you're here, other than the fact that they probably see the underwritership in the beginning of the show quite often. But Stephanie, how did you get into this business? You went to school, right?
Yeah, I went to BOCES in
Fredonia?
Fredonia.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, got my cosmetology license. Went down to Pittsburgh to the beauty academy there. Got my Pennsylvania license, and then I started as a stylist at Bella Salon and Day Spa,
And now,
and now I own it.
how many employees do you have?
18.
18. So you are in charge of 18 people and your own business.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. And Cora, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And you and Steph have known each other for some time, haven't
We
you?
have known each other for a long time.
Okay, how far back do you go?
So I guess 2005 I started working at Bella.
Oh, wow. Way back then.
I did. And then I worked there for a few years and moved to Philadelphia with my husband for a while and came back 2 years ago. So I'm kind of old new there.
So how'd you get involved with this business?
I knew that I wanted to do something artistic after high school, so I went to the Academy of Cosmetology in Erie, and then after that I got my job working at Bella.
You know, I'm gonna ask you guys, ladies, a question now, guys. Ladies. Guys is just a generic term I always use, but I don't mean it that way. But ladies, I'm gonna ask you a question, and you can respond to it any way you want. But over the years, you may not know this, Cora, but I was in charge of programs at the local BOCES. Stephanie mentioned the one in Vernonia. I was also down at the Hughes Center. And I would get commentaries that all you're doing is you're educating women to be hair flippers and curlers and stuff like that. And they just didn't see it as a career. I mean, you have a comment on that?
Well, I think what we do is we try to make people feel better about themselves. When they come in, it's a place for them to relax.
It's also very lucrative. I mean, it's a great job. It's got flexibility. Like as Steph said, making people feel better about themselves is why we do what we do.
I think that people miss the point of it all, is that this is a career track. I mean, obviously, what we're going to talk about in a little while is not something that your everyday person goes out and does. And I know I'm keeping everybody in suspense because I want to do that. But if I'm not mistaken, both of you start out, you know, in your program to learn your craft, and you've moved up through various levels of difficulty, I'm assuming?
Yeah, there's a lot of advanced education that you have to keep up with.
And so I've heard terms like stylist, then there's something like a middle stylist and elite stylist or something like that. That's what you both are at the very highest level?
Yes.
And is that something that you said you go for training every year? Is like continuing education? Or how's that work?
Yeah, to grow your status at Bella, other places are different. The more education you have and the more experience you have, you'll grow.
Okay. And when you left school, have you learned more since you left there?
Definitely. Steph and I both actually had the pleasure of being educators for a product line for a couple of years. So that entailed us traveling mainly the East Coast and working shows. A lot of people don't even know that there's hair shows out there. So that's stylists teaching other stylists different cuts, different techniques, different bridal wear, and about the product that they happen to be selling.
True or false that the world of, I believe it's called cosmetology, right? The world of cosmetology is a very, what's the word I want to use here? Controlled. It's watched by the health department. It's very much monitored. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Is that true?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
In what ways? Can you tell me?
Well, we have to follow certain guidelines for the state board. All stylists have to be licensed.
Okay.
State board usually comes in about every year to do a thorough check to make sure you're up to code.
Wow. So this isn't, and I'm not trying to take away from anybody that's listening right now, but this isn't your mom and pop in the back room where the people come in, get your hair cut, and maybe get a shampoo. This is highly monitored by government and health officials, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm often kind of curious when I hear things like salon and day spa. What's the difference?
A salon and day spa is we have one section that is the salon. We offer all hair services. And then the day spa is we offer massages, facials, manicures, pedicures,
Spray tanning.
spray tanning,
Waxing.
microblading, waxing.
Wow. And I assume that you have to have a lot of training for all those other services, right?
Yes, each service has its own specific training.
Mm-hmm. And again, monitored and checked for code and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that seems like a lot of stuff going on there. Keeps you busy.
Yeah.
Now, let's see where I'm going to go with this. So, you mentioned to help people feel better. Okay. So, what is it that you do that makes them feel better about themselves? I mean, tell me more about that. Because I think people, they get into a rut and they forget what they could do for themselves or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like learning how to like style their hair a different way, or giving them a new color.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about color.
Yeah, down to, you know, getting a manicure or pedicure just to relax, and in the health part of it too, just keeping up on the maintenance of the nails, and massages, relaxing.
Ooh, that'd be all right.
People come in if they have, you know, trouble with like their back, help, you know, loosen those muscles.
It's kind of therapeutic.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to add to that, Cora?
We're just trying to help people become the best version of themselves, you know, and sometimes it takes somebody else's eyes to help them see what would, you know, bring out, you know, better features on them, you know, maybe bangs or longer, shorter layers, that sort of thing.
You know, I think in today's society, people are so sensitive about how they look, and other people are critical of how they look. And so I think there's some folks can get really, I don't know, kind of beat up or kind of withdrawn because they've been listening to the wrong people. But I suspect maybe you have maybe a success story or two that maybe you help people feel better, or you have one?
Certainly. I mean, I just think that our environment is an uplifting environment. We're trying to make people feel better, not trying to bring them down. And so everything we do is just a gentle suggestion, not like, you're looking terrible, you need this eye cream.
Man, those bags are about down to your, your chin there. Okay, Steph, any success story that you can think of? Anything comes to mind? What about with the elderly? You work with the elderly?
Yeah, we do. I think too, a lot what we try to do is we try to educate our customers on how to recreate, you know, that, and I feel like we've had success stories with being able to do that for them, work one-on-one, break it down for them so that they can recreate what they want to do at home.
And, you know, I'm not going to diss any of the big box stores, but, you know, you see this on TV all the time, this product for that, this product for that. I mean, do you guys use the same kind of products, or do you use more professional level stuff, or how's that work?
Yeah, we definitely use more professional products.
Okay. Probably a little bit longer lasting, a little more expensive perhaps, but
yeah, better, a little bit better quality. I mean, it's a better quality product. It's healthier for your hair, your skin.
Yeah, because some of the stuff I've heard over the years, all right, that a lot of them, I'm making this up now, but wax based, or the color doesn't last as long, or it does weird things to your hair. You ever have situations where people walk in and say, my hair is green, I don't know how to turn this color, do something for me, help me here.
Certainly.
How's that work? You sound experienced, Cora, in that department.
Yeah, especially with the wax-based thing.
I was right then, I do hear things, okay.
Right, I mean, nowadays the beauty market is pretty saturated, and a lot of people think that they can do what we do at home, and they can't. So I guess for a success story, we do a lot of color corrections because people get happy in the kitchen and they're throwing a little bit of this and that on, and then we have to fix them. So. Oh my gosh. And a lot of these wax-based hair colors say that they come out in 12 shampoos, and 2 years later, they still have a green spot in their hair, a purple one. So. We're here to fix that.
Do you work with children?
Yes.
I have these horrible memories of my mother putting us on a stool and bought this, I don't know, $2 razor thing that she got online. Or no, it wasn't online back then. It was out of a magazine. And she'd be chopping your hair with this razor thing, and it'd be catching, and it'd be pulling your hair, and my brother and I'd be crying and say, sit still, and we'd come out looking like, some, I don't know, kid that came out of a war zone or something. It was brutal. Yeah, I hear voices in my head again. So anyways, all right, well, we kind of covered the broader base of these things. So it sounds like a pretty full-service type of company you have then. And where are you located exactly?
In downtown Northeast Pennsylvania.
Okay, and that's in that big old brown building, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how long have you been there? Do you remember? Approximately.
10 years.
10 years? Okay.
Yeah, at that location.
At that location.
We've been open since 2002.
And you've been with them all that time?
Yep.
And you started in 04, right? You said?
It was around 04, 05.
Okay, so you started right from the beginning?
Yep.
And did you just start out as a stylist then?
Yep.
And now you own the place?
For 5 years. Yep.
Wow.
And then I bought in with 2 partners, and then I bought them out last year.
Wow, very nice. Okay. Now for the suspense to end. All right, so Steph and I were talking one day about, because I get my hair cut at your place, and we were talking about a new service that was being offered. And when I heard it, I thought, what are you talking about? And I thought at first you were saying rollerblading, and I'm thinking, well, what's that got to do with anything? And then it was explained to me this term. Now, here we go, folks. This is the term we're going to use today. Microblading. I got that right?
You did.
Microblading. Okay, so Cora, I know that this is your specialty area, so how about give us the everyday person definition of what microblading is?
So microblading it actually has a few different names. Microblading, microfeathering, I've heard it called the Japanese method, and there's some other names flying around out there, but microblading is the term that we use at Bella. So microblading is a less invasive alternative to a tattoo for the eyebrows.
Whoa, what?
Yes.
Did you say tattoo for your eyebrows?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to write that down. We'll come back to that. Tattoo for your eyebrows. Okay.
So a microblade is really a series of really tiny blades that are attached to a handheld tool.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that and then I carve out where I want there to be what looks like a hair. And that gets dipped in tattoo ink and then dragged across the skin to make it look like a realistic piece of hair, rather than the alternative before we had this service was a tattoo, which is one straight line across the face.
Where did this come from?
So I believe microblading originated in Korea around 20 or 30 years ago, but it really only became popular in the United States around 2015.
Does anybody else offer this around here?
Not that I know of.
I've never heard of this before until I came across this with you folks. So microblading, microfeathering, or the Japanese method, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me and my listeners and viewers, how is it you are prepared to microblade somebody?
How am I prepared? Well, when I found out about this and heard about this a number of years ago, I really felt like it was something that I wanted to do. About a year and a half ago, I went back to Philadelphia for training, and I completed a 4-day course along with a bloodborne pathogen training, which any tattoo artist has to complete for state regulations, and that's how I got my training.
And where in Philadelphia?
Was right outside of Philadelphia by Diane Neglia is her name, from the school at Beauty Boudoir.
That's a mouthful.
It is
Beauty
a mouthful.
Boudoir. Say that 10 times fast. Beauty Boudoir. All right, so this is a licensed program or certification?
So for right now, it's a pretty new service, so there aren't, it's not a license through the state board yet for microblading itself. The bloodborne pathogens training, you do have to get licensed every year for that.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
So it's really a course to keep myself and everybody around me and my clients safe in terms of handling blood and the disposal of all of my utensils, the cotton that I use, the bedding, and everything that way.
Okay, so when one is tattooing, there's going to be some release of blood, I'm assuming.
Correct.
In your eyebrow.
Yes.
Why would someone want their eyebrow tattooed, Steph? Let's go back to you.
Well, I recently just had mine done.
You had your eyebrows tattooed?
Yeah.
I would not have known that.
It just helps to fill it in. My generation tweezed their eyebrows a lot, so it created a really thin eyebrow. So a lot of times people will fill in their eyebrows with pencil shadows to create a fuller look. So the microblading, I feel like it just creates like a perfect eyebrow.
It's a perfect frame to the eye. Makes a big difference.
I'm just looking at, are you microblading?
No, I wish I was. I need someone to do me now.
Okay, so, all right, so do you microblade?
I do not.
But you-
Cora
but
is
you
the
did
only
blade it.
one.
All right.
Yes.
Did it hurt?
No, she uses a really good numbing cream.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right, now, I'm really curious about this now. So, all right, for those who are watching and listening, they're saying, why would you do that? But there are other people saying, whoa.
Right.
What? Who are those people and why are they thinking that? Because I could hear that in my head.
Well, as Steph said, there's a whole bunch of different people that we cater to. People
Okay.
that have been overplucked. I have done women that have alopecia of the eyebrows, which means they're gone.
Where'd they go? No, I'm serious. I mean, when they're gone.
Alopecia is a skin issue where you lose your hair.
Oh, like, sort of like bald.
Right.
So
So there's
bald
no
eyebrows.
hair there. Right.
I've seen people like that, and they have those. Sorry if you're doing this out there, but they sort of have like those penciled-in
They
eyebrows.
do, right.
And
So the painted-on ones, and anybody that has an active lifestyle, when you're warm or you want to play with your kids in the pool, you don't want your eyebrows coming off. So this is a great way to have a permanent solution, or semi-permanent, I should say. It does wear off over time because the microblade, as opposed to tattooing, is lying on the upper portion of the dermis. So it's the second layer of the skin.
Okay.
So anywhere from 1 to 3 years, you'll get a great wear out of the brow.
Oh, that long. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's quite a long time.
It is long.
Okay. So you have people that have lost their eyebrows. When you say overplucked, how do you get to that point?
Well, over time, after tweezing over and over and over again, I think you damage the root enough in the brow where it will never come back. And some people are more sensitive to that than others. I've had people come to me that said they got one bad wax and then their eyebrows never came back.
Oh, so there's some possible other reasons that have nothing to do with going bald. Okay. All right. Let me tell you a story. All right. Back in college, I could see maybe where I could use this. I was playing. Oh, it's a true story. They're laughing at me. I was playing racquetball. You know what racquetball is? You're playing off the walls of the gymnasium and stuff. And I hit myself with my own racket. Those people that play racquetball know what I'm talking about. It happens. And the racket hit me right smack dab in my eye, right here in my eyebrow. Blood everywhere, and it left a small scar. But I suppose if somebody was in a car accident or a fire or something, I mean, are we still talking about people like that?
Definitely. I've gone over scars. I've gone over old tattoos that have faded funny.
Tattoos on the eyebrow?
Tattoos on the eyebrow. So this is
People get tattooed on their eyebrow? I've never.
And that was a thing that was, I think, kind of big around 10 years ago, and ink has dramatically changed and been so much better for cosmetic tattoos. So the ones that I've seen a decade ago to now, they've kind of faded. Some I've seen fade kind of teal or green, and nobody wants that, where these colors that we have now don't fade that way.
Okay.
And I have to say my favorite thing that I've been able to do recently for people is people that have been recovering from cancer, that lost their hair and eyebrows during chemotherapy, and now I have the chance to give them back to them.
So this is way and far beyond just I want to look pretty today or whatever.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
this is really self-esteem. This is almost borderline medical assistance and things like that. Well, that's a great service.
I would agree.
Okay, hadn't thought about that. I wrote down the word men. Do we do men at your salon? I mean, do they come in? Do you get services for folks?
We do get services for men. I've never microbladed a man before, but I certainly would. But as far as everything else goes, our massages, pedicures, haircuts, men are always coming in.
Well, I
for
come
that.
in, so yeah. What I meant is, as far as the microblading, it'd be open to men as well?
Definitely.
I mean, they would enjoy that as well, I suppose. All right, now this is not to be funny now, but let's just say he was a guy. Cora's staring at me because he's going to ask me now. let's just say they had a gap, like if they wanted a beard or something like that, and they had like, because guys don't, their beards are not like mine. They're always full. Sometimes they're spotty. Are you allowed to microblade a beard?
So there's microblading for all parts of the face. Women are doing eyeliner, lips. I'm not sure about the beard. And I personally have not dove into doing anything else other than the eyebrows right now.
All right, now you opened the door on this one. Lips?
Yep.
What do we do for lips?
So, I mean, if you wanted to wake up every day looking like your lips were completely lined and filled with lipstick, there's a microblade for that. It's just not something I've chosen to do right now.
Wow.
But as I keep going with the brows, maybe I'll feel more comfortable getting into the lips as well.
And you said eyeliner.
Yeah. I don't know that I will ever feel comfortable doing that.
We're talking on the eyelid.
Right on the
here?
eyelid, right.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. Okay.
A little too much pressure there for me.
Okay, so you are strictly doing eyebrows.
Yes.
Okay, and the men, they'll just have to trim their beards. Okay, so, and this is at Bella Salon Day Spa
Yes,
that
it
you
is.
offer this. Okay, and then, so if someone's interested right now, how would they get a hold of you?
They can, I would suggest that they check out our website to make sure that there are no medical conditions that they have that would.
So there's some pre-things you gotta know about.
There are
Okay.
certain things that would, or medications that you're on to see if you would be eligible to get the microblade. And then you can go ahead and give us a call. The phone number is 814-725-6767 if you wanted to get in for a consultation.
Cora, what would be some medications that would prohibit somebody getting microblading?
Diabetes and blood thinners are the big ones, obviously,
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's blood involved. I mean, the cut is very small. It's like a paper cut, but anybody that are on those two things are the top two that jump out at me.
Okay, all right, great. So when you're microblading, what's the healing process for that? Is it like a tattoo where it scabs over?
People are always interested in the healing process,
Yeah.
so it's great that Steph's here right now. So the first few days, 3 to 5 days, I try to tell the client not to get their eyebrows wet at all, because you've got that ink setting into the skin and the scab forming, and what we don't want to happen is you to wipe your scab away and pull out an eyebrow.
Right. How long ago did you have your eyebrow done?
I had it done on Thursday.
A couple days ago.
So just a couple days ago.
And that's how it looks now?
Yes, so the first few days you're pretty dark. This is a lot darker than what is going to be when we're all done with the healing process. So the first handful of days, up to a week, you're a lot darker. Some people feel like Groucho Marx during this time if they're not used to having any eyebrows. And then the week after that, your old skin starts to slough off and you have new skin forming, so they can be a little bit peely, scabby, and flaky during that time.
Okay, so you're still going through the healing process then?
Yep.
Okay, but it looks very natural. I mean, I would never have guessed that. Yeah, all right, folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. My guests today are Stephanie Dowd, owner of Bella Salon and Day Spa, and Cora Dunlavey, who is elite stylist who is specializing in microblading eyebrows. Okay, now one more question, and then we're going to look at some pictures I think you brought. So, for instance, for Stephanie, how many little cuts did you make?
You know,
Is there a standard for that?
there's no standard. It really depends on how much work needs done on each client and what they're looking for. If I had to guess, I don't know, probably anywhere from maybe 50 on
Per
each
eyebrow?
brow.
Really? You folks, I'm telling you right now, I'm sitting like 3 feet away from stuff, and I could not tell you that took place. Wow. All right, so let's look at some of the pictures, and where would you like to start with the before? Oh, we're doing a little close-up there of your eyebrows. Like a before and after, maybe?
Sure.
All right,
Sounds
Jeff,
good.
if you can bring up that double picture, the before and after, I think we have. Okay, so what are we looking at here?
So this is a really important one I love to show clients during their consultation. This is before, and this is 2 sessions afterward healed. And this client on the bottom picture has absolutely no makeup on her eyebrows. So this is, you know, all the before and after pictures you see on the internet, it's directly after the microblade process. This is actually after she's completely healed. So this is going to be your starting point to your ending point completely healed.
Okay, so now for my listeners on the radio, the top picture looks like a woman's, it's a close-up picture of eyes, and the eyebrow, especially on my left, is kind of light. It looks very thin, and the other one looks sort of okay. But then in the lower picture, I would say they're very pronounced and very full and look good. Okay. And now on the top picture, I see some lines. Is that?
We started the initial process of the drawing. So I find the center of the face and then use a ruler to make sure that everything is perfectly symmetrical.
Okay, so you're really an artist, right? For balance and
Well,
things
thank
like
you.
that?
I feel like one when I'm
I
doing
would
it for
think so.
sure.
I mean, you're doing layouts here and everything I've seen artists do. Okay, and you go ahead and tell me what pictures you want, and then we'll pop them up.
You can just pop them up and then I'll
Okay,
tell you what
Jeff,
we're
if you
looking
just
at.
want to pop up pictures in any particular order, we'll speak to them. All right,
So,
go ahead.
as I said before with the lines on the forehead, we find the center of the face, and this is showing me putting a sticky ruler on the forehead. This is where we determine our starting and stopping point, making sure the brows are even on both sides, that it's the same length and all that sort of thing, so that
There we go.
there's a
of it.
close-up.
All right. So, you said you have a sticky ruler?
Right, it's like a sticker that goes right across the forehead and lays on there during the first portion of the drawing process.
I bet you I'm right on this. I read once that nobody's face except for Denzel Washington has a perfectly symmetrical face. Is that true?
Well, I don't know if that's true, but there's most people aren't, and I feel like even if you're, the brows. One of the best things I think about this is not just filling in the brows, it's making the face look more symmetrical. I mean, you don't realize the difference until you're looking at these before and after pictures. Most people have a bone structure that's a little bit higher on one side than the other. So I cheat and just bring the microblade up a little bit higher on the lower side, and it just completely transforms the face.
Do people say, holy moly, that doesn't look like me, or holy moly, I really like, I mean, what's their reactions?
Yeah, I mean, I think the reaction is my drive to keep going with this. I've had a lot of tears, tears of joy. A lot of people cry that they're so happy with them, especially people that have been missing brows for such a long time, or you kind of don't realize what a difference being symmetrical on both sides of your face makes until you have it.
I guess I never really think about that. I guess it's a gender thing, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, we talked a little bit about guys. So I'm going to throw this out there for guys. I mean, if this is a concern, you might want to take a look at this if this is something that's been bothering you. Unibrow. We didn't talk about unibrows. You do anything for unibrows? That's that one
Wax.
eyebrow goes right across there.
We can wax those for
You can
you.
wax those.
That's actually a common question that we get for the microblades. Do I have to continue to tweeze, or do I have to continue to wax? The microblade does absolutely nothing for taking the hair out. So it's putting hair on, or the look of the hair.
Facsimile, yeah.
So you would continue to have to wax. So the unibrow, there's nothing I could help you with the microblade
Okay.
there.
Now, your eyebrows are going to continue to grow,
Exactly,
right? And
yes.
they may need trim or something like that. So.
Right.
Okay. The things that women do to look gorgeous. All right, let's look at the next picture. He's studying here. Here we go. All right, what do we got here now?
So after we get the drawing done, we dot around the stencil with blue ink, and then the eyebrow is numbed with a 5% lidocaine topical cream.
Okay, so again, for our listeners, you have the eyebrow, and it looks like a dotted line under the eyebrow, all the way around the eyebrow, very close to the edge of it. So that's giving you the fill area, I'm assuming?
Exactly.
I'm
that's
making
the
these terms
stencil.
up as I go along here.
Oh, you're doing.
Thank
that's
you.
Good.
All right, so what are you doing there?
So in this picture, you can see I'm actually doing a microblade here. So at the very top of my tool there's a one-time use microblade. So it's a series of tiny needles that are attached to the tool. And you can see that I'm stretching the skin so that we get a very crisp line in between that stencil.
Oh, they're needles. This is going to sound terrible. I thought it was a razor.
Well, it does kind of look like a razor blade, unless you're looking very, very close. It's actually a series of needles.
Really? All right. So I guess this is sort of like wood. You got to go with the grain, with the hair. I mean, how do you know where to cut?
So the people that come to me that do have eyebrows, I go with the pattern that their brows are growing in.
Okay.
Now, people that come to me that have nothing from a starting point, I go, and the client and I consult with how they want the eyebrow to look. Do we want them to be more curved and long strokes, or more straight up and down, like in the front part, or in the tail? You know, there's all different kinds of methods that we can choose
So
from.
do you have books?
I do.
So, like, I want to be this is not me speaking, this is a customer. I want the Marilyn Monroe look, or I want Katy Perry look, or I want whomever. So, Steph, who'd you pick? I mean, do you just pick your own, or
Steph had a lot of brows to start, so we went with her.
stayed with
Yep.
what you had?
Yep.
Okay. And do you, I'm looking at eyebrows now. I'm never going to look at people again different, or ever again the same. I guess I'm start looking at everybody's eyebrows. Justin, look at me for a minute. It's like you do a little tatting over there. Where's Emerald when we need her? She's not here today. So do you kind of like round the ends up, or do you? I mean, how much creativity do you take here?
It depends. Each client is completely different, which is why I love what I'm doing with microblading. And each client has a different need and a different shape that they're looking for. Some people bring me pictures. Some people love to show me the way that they pencil their brows in on a daily basis. And some people come to me and say, I have no idea. I know I want them better, and I'm going to leave it up to you.
That was me.
Well, that's your trust factor in there. Okay, sometimes you see people. Again, if this is you out there, I'm not trying to pick on you, but you see the eyebrows are like, woo, way up here. I mean, what's that all about? I mean, it's just a trend or something, or?
Well, I think people that we see in our industry all the time, just certain people need help. And sometimes, you know, if they feel beautiful with their eyebrows that way, that's fine with us too.
Will you microblade them all that high?
I have never come across that experience
But you know
yet.
what the type I'm talking about. They go way up there like a vampire or something.
Yeah, to each their own, right?
Okay, so let's keep going with the pictures. Have we got any more pictures, Jeff? I know we have a video yet. Okay, so that's where you're laying things out, and I saw a ring, something you were wearing on your. Oh, you're wearing gloves, and you had something on your one finger, looked like a ring. What was that?
It's a little ring.
There it is. Okay. Yeah.
Yep, and that's where my ink goes. So in between each stroke, I will dip my blade into the ink, and then it gets dragged across the skin.
All right, now that ring has some ink in it, and it from here looks light brown. Do you have different shades?
The ink process is really like choosing hair color.
Okay.
So we have a whole bunch of different kinds of shades. We can mix shades, and that's a process done with the client during the drawing portion. We dab the ink on the skin and let it dry, and then the client can decide whether it's too dark or too light, and that's something that we do together.
So this process, how long does it take from start to finish?
From start to finish, it's a 3-hour appointment, but it doesn't always take that long. It really depends on how much work the client needs done.
Okay. So, how old do you have to be? I mean, I'm assuming some little kid can say, hey, my mom gave me some money and I want you to microblade my eyebrows here.
You know, we've never really talked about that, but I would assume it would be the same as a tattoo, which would be 18 years old.
18, okay, all right. You know, you microblade somebody and let's say, I don't know, it's too dark. Can you change that? Or you just gotta wait until it wears out?
It does fade off. If the client absolutely did hate their eyebrow after it was finished, which I've never had that happen. Usually people come back and they say they want it darker. I've never had anybody say that they wanted it lighter, but we do have something to take it off if we have to.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But you have
It
to.
doesn't involve blowtorches or anything?
No, it doesn't. It's kind of the same process, but it's dipped in a solution that would just take the eyebrow off.
All right, it's just kind of dissolves the ink type thing?
Exactly.
Wow. How many of these have you done now, do you think?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but a lot. We're averaging, I'm about one a day right now.
And when did you start?
A year ago. Well, about a year and a half ago now.
So we're talking like not 10, we're talking tens of people.
Right, I'm doing quite a few right now.
Wow. Okay. Now, this is always the tough question, and I know they're asking this question right now. See, I have this vibe with my listeners and viewers. They're saying, all right, well, what does this kind of run? I mean, is this expensive?
So at Bella right now, we're doing a special. The typical average price we're seeing from city to city is $500 to $600 for the
Okay.
total process.
All right.
We are running a special right now where your first session is $250,
Mhm.
and this includes a free consultation, and then the second touch-up is $150. So it's $400 total, which is $100 off of our regular package price.
And this lasts from a year to year and a half.
A year to 3 years.
Oh, to 3? I wrote that down, 3 years. So does this mean, well, I would assume there's some cost savings in there as far as makeup and things like that for people. I mean, just get up and you're done.
You get up and you can go.
Get up and go. Okay. Wow. People that are blonde, I mean, do you have blonde eyebrows?
We do. I did blonde yesterday.
Blonde. Red? I mean, all colors?
All
All right, how
colors.
about us silver foxes? Do you do silver?
No, I don't have a silver
Oh.
eyebrow color.
So
That's
what do you do?
something I could look into.
Well, actually, most people that are turning gray or white, their eyebrows, I think, are still sort of on the darker side.
Right, you've got that pepper color going
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Okay. So, wow, that's pretty amazing stuff. All right, people, we still have about 3 minutes. If you want to give us a call at 753-5225, these ladies will still take your questions and answer the best of their ability, so don't be shy. I'm learning a lot today about microblading eyebrows. All right, let's see. Where else do we want to go with this? So, Steph, the voice in my head. You did microblading, or had your eyebrows microblade, and Cora did a little video working on you, is that?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, so we're going to watch a short video, and let's see what and Cora, you can narrate over it if you want.
Sure.
All right, go ahead, Jeff, whenever you're ready.
So this is a video. This actually is not me microblading. This is me showing where her strokes were.
Okay,
So I don't know if there's a way to slow that down, but to see underneath
okay,
where the strokes were lying.
okay. That was it. Okay, that was what we got. So you were pushing, look like the hair
Pushing her hair forward so that you can see where her microblade strokes are. Because once you get done, it's really hard to tell the difference between what's a microblade stroke and what's an actual piece of hair.
So when you went home later, did you like start messing around with your eyebrow to see where the marks were?
No, I didn't.
She better not have.
Yeah,
Why?
you can't touch them or.
You cannot touch the eyebrows.
Gotta let 'em heal.
They're very delicate the first week during the healing process.
What's delicate?
The eyebrows, the tattoo itself, you really cannot touch them, you can't scratch them, you can't pick them, you can't sleep on them, you can't wash them. So you have to be a very good patient the first week.
I would make a lousy one. So the question just came through is how do you protect the eyebrow when it's like that? I mean, you roll over in your sleep, you take a shower or whatever. I mean, how does that all work?
So you do your best, and even if you do your best, you may lose a stroke or two. That's why it's really important that you come back in for your touch-up in 4 to 6 weeks once you're completely healed, so that any stroke that may have fallen off during the healing process gets put back on so you don't have a bald spot.
You say fall off, it just like wears off though, right?
No, some during the healing process, if you have a flake or if you're accidentally taking your clothes
I
off
see what
or
you're
you sleep
saying.
on, they can actually pull right out.
Wow. I know this is going to seem hard to believe, but there's 40 seconds left of the show, and I told you it was going to go fast.
It did.
So Stephanie, anything you want to tell the viewers and listeners right now about Bella's Salon Day Spa?
Like,
What are the hours?
we're open Mondays from 10 to 8, Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 8, and Fridays 9 to 5, and Saturday 9 to 4.
Okay, and so you're done. Cora, last words on microblading that you want to share with anybody.
Well, I hope to get some new clients in from this, and if you wanted to check out more pictures, you can go to the Bella website to see more in before and afters, and if you had questions about anything involving the process or your eligibility, just give us a call.
814, go ahead.
725-6767.
Okay, folks, that's a wrap. Cora Dunlavey from Bella Salon. microblading specialist, and Stephanie Dowd, the owner of Bella. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank
We're going to
you.
do this all. You're welcome. I've learned so much about my eyebrows. There they are again. We're going to do this all again next week, right here at Chautauqua Sunrise on Access Chautauqua. Hope you found that interesting. I did. And ladies, check it out if you're interested. So, I don't know. I forgot what I have next week, but it's going to be a good show anyways. Take care and enjoy the spring weather. We'll see you again next time. Bye now.